Greetings and welcome to a unscheduled extra stream where I am going to play a little bit of City Skylines and just potter about, really. So I haven't played this one today. I played Horace a little bit earlier today, but I want to do a little bit of City Skylines. I like City Skylines. I've been busy, and it's a nice way just to chill out, really. So just making sure everything is on and working and tickety-boo, which is a phrase I've realised I said quite a lot, tickety-boo. Are we live? We are live, hooray. So I've got a slightly different layout to things today. I've moved my webcam to a nicer position, I think, which means I can look at you, or I can look at the game, but we know what's going on. We've got chat on screen at the moment. I'm pondering whether to revisit that decision, but we'll see. And yeah, well, that's it really. That's all that's changed. The camera's moved, and I've moved the position of the camera on the screen to reflect the fact that I'm sort of looking to the left of the picture. That way, it's mirrored, which means I'm sort of looking into the game. I sort of think that looks all right, but you know, that's me. Feel free to disagree. So, any plans for the city today? Not really. I'm just sort of pottering around. I've got half an hour to spare. I've been busy at work and I just want to chill out. So I'm just having a little look at what's going on. Played a little bit of this game yesterday off stream. I've expanded the residential area around here. It's some nice curved roads. The idea was that we'd have a low traffic area, but it doesn't really work that way. It ended up becoming a huge traffic jam around here because I had this road off here and this road off this one and this one off this one, and it just all went a bit wrong. So roads have got widened and little cut-throughs have been put in to try and ease the traffic flow. This is a one-way exit. The road itself, for the most part, is two-way, but when you get here, it's a one-way exit. If you want to leave, you can leave, but you can't come into the state this way. So the idea is to keep the traffic to a minimum. Got some new bus routes in, two new bus routes in actually. I've got the red route here, which is the N2? The N2, yes. So that's just a route that goes around this new estate and then runs people down to the station and the monorail. I said this, was it yesterday I said this? Every time I want to go to talk about the monorail, out of my mouth nearly comes the words metro, and I just can't help it for some reason. I want to say metro station, it's not, it's the monorail station. Horrendously expensive, but still. That's by the by. So we've got the N2 bus line that goes there. It literally just runs down these roads here that have got bus lanes and comes out onto this main road, then goes into this loop here, down to the station, loops around and then comes all the way back again, exactly the same way. And then when it gets to the end of the line here, it just takes a little turn around this little dirt track and then goes and does it again. We've got another bus route which I've called the X3, and X I've decided, which originally stood for express because it was an express way to get from the city centre to train stations, original train stations, not this one that you can see on the screen now. X now means crossing. So the idea is that if a bus crosses the river, it will get an X number because it's going to go between the various different areas of the city. So we've got an X3 which starts up in this corner here, one of the original residential estates in the city, and it runs all the way along down to the station here, this main station and interchange, and then all the way back again. And I also tried to build an artificial lake here, which completely failed. So I've flattened that out. That's all gone. What else? A few trees around a hydro plant. Is that a hydro plant? Is that right? Geothermal plant. Apologies. Geothermal plant. A few trees around there to make that a little bit more attractive in the park green space area. And likewise, over in this green space area, we've got trees lining the motorway just to try and quieten it down a bit in the park, shield off some of that noise, and to try and make it a little bit more attractive. Nobody wants to see the motorway when they go for a stroll through their park. So that's the thought there. Anything else? We have tolls. Tolls are a new thing. I finally remembered how to do tolls. So if you're coming in on the motorway, you will pay the hefty charge of $1.50 if you're in a car. And similarly, if you've come out of the city, you'll also pay that charge. Both tolls are here to feed off the same power connection and water connection. There's no toll over this side. So you're not paying twice. You're not paying when you come in here and out again. But you are paying if you use the motorway link, which is under the city here. So that's really the developments yesterday for this game. And yeah, I'm just going to be pottering around. I might do some zoning. Population is sort of hovering at the moment. We did get up to about 40,000. It's just dropped off ever so slightly. So I do need to think about how I'm going to sort of raise that back up again. Money is okay. That's going up back to the 4 million area. It did have a dip due to disasters, but we're getting back on track with that one. No major disasters to report. We had one sinkhole, but fortunately it didn't really impact the city at all. That was over here. You can see this little indentation in the river. One sinkhole did nothing at all. It's fine. Over this way, what's gone on over here? We've got a new geothermal plant in over here, providing power in addition to the solar plant. It's still exceptionally busy here. I haven't done anything to try and mitigate any of this traffic. So at some point I do need to have a think about what's going to happen over here. Do I get rid of this little bit of industry that's sort of hovered over here, I wonder? Make it so that this road is specifically for accessing the station. It was at one point a one-way road. I made it a two-way road to try and alleviate pressure on the traffic going around. But I'm wondering maybe a one-way system would ease the flow. I don't know. Trouble is, all these lorries are all going to the same place. They all want to go to the cargo terminal, and only so many lorries can get in there at the same time. So I think it's just one of those things that there is going to be traffic building up in this area. Nothing's happened much with the station. What I did do is I closed the metro stop here. That wasn't being used at all, had no passengers whatsoever, so that got closed. Still there if I want to reopen it, but for the time being it's just closed. It's not doing anything. Station is still the station. I'm umming and ahhing whether to keep it going or shut it. 41 passengers a week. It's not massively busy. And again, the metro station here is quiet. We have a bus link coming here, which we can't see at the moment. It'll probably turn up in a minute. There it is, coming over the bridge. I'm not sure that that's going to have that many people, so that might be a thing to think about as well. Did see someone go in there, so there is getting a couple of passengers, but whether it's worth running that and keeping the expense of that is a question at the moment. Is that the bus coming? Yeah, there it is. Let's see if there's any passengers. No, no passengers on that bus whatsoever. So this is the X1, the original X series of buses. It actually comes up to the station here. It runs to this intermediary station here, this branch line, and then to the city centre. Let's see how many people are on it at the branch line. Nobody. It's not picked anybody up from there. And this station is even quieter. This is a branch. It does allow intercity trains. It is a branch line, so I don't know. I'll have to think about it. These things are expensive to run. My income isn't too bad. It's 3,200 a week. It's not like I'm skint. But there's no point spending money on facilities that aren't being used. We compare that to this station here. Well, even that's not bustling. But the buses are a different matter. We can see here. Is this the X2? No, sorry, it's the N1. We're getting some passengers on this one. This is the N2. That's the new bus. That's very popular. The metro stop here, 105 passengers a week. It's not massively popular, but it's popular enough. We should have an X bus come along here. That's the N1 again. Where's the X? X2? X. There it is. The X2 rail link has 15 passengers, so it's more than the number of passengers that were taking the X1 to the original station that I put in. So I need to think about whether I'm going to continue running that or whether I need to rejig it, put some more stops in, maybe change its route to make it a bit more attractive for people. And I just need to decide what I'm going to do with these stations, whether they're worth running or not. I mean, this one really was just sort of plonked in there when I first got the ability to build railway stations. So it might just be a bit of an archaic facility now. In terms of developments, we've got a minor residential estate over this way. It hasn't really expanded too much just yet. I've got sort of a middling demand for residential, so I could expand over here. Industry is, again, it's all sort of middling at the moment. Industry, commerce, there's nothing really, sky high demand. Build, 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 build. But, well, for progress, I suppose something has to be built, so let's think. What I want to be careful of, if I build over in this area, is overloading this road network. This bridge is 4 lanes, 2 lanes each direction, so it's not a small bridge by any stretch. But I'm going to be a bit careful that it doesn't just sort of overload everything. This is a very busy junction as it is. So having more traffic coming in and out this way is probably not the best idea. I could rethink about how this road that comes out from under the city works. Is it right that it connects now at this junction? Maybe it should continue beyond it, not connect with the junction, come out here, and then continue down. But then, how do you get onto this road? Maybe this whole area should be redeveloped so this is a roundabout to make it a little bit smoother. That would be massive though. A huge change to do that. I'd have to move the disaster centre, I'd have to move the evacuation thingy, emergency shelter, that's the one. So that would require massive, massive, massive change. I'm not sure I want to go down that route just yet. Okay, let's think then. Let's see. Well, I've got a bit of demand for commercial. I don't want to put this too near residential areas because commerce is noisy. So let's think. We've got a little bit of space here. Let's just zone in some commerce in here for now. Just a little bit. But this might all change. I might rethink this very quickly and think about putting in a roundabout in this area. We've got a problem with rubbish collections, even though that's quite accessible to the recycling plant. So let's have a look at the recycling plant, what's going on here. Only 3 garbage trucks in use. Should be plenty of capacity then. I know that road is a slow road, but why then are we having problems with rubbish collection? Traffic isn't horrendous here at the moment. Doesn't make sense, does it? Unless all those rubbish trucks have gone off somewhere else. Which would be a bit silly. I don't think, can you zone a rubbish truck? Can you say all the trucks from this particular facility are going to go and serve this residential area or this part of the estate? I don't know. Doesn't look like it, does it? It's not something that can come in with districts, maybe. Anyway, so yeah, I said right back at the beginning, didn't I? I was thinking about whether to keep the chat on the screen or not. Chat for me isn't massively busy, but earlier today I decided to do a little tiny bit of a just chatting thing. Well, there's no game, it's just me and the camera, and I was really just experimenting, just because I'd managed to figure out how to change the resolution on the video camera, which was a bit of a eureka moment for me. And yeah, so I was just doing an experiment, no game, just me on the video, and then a couple of people popped into the chat. One popped in, said hello, popped straight back out again, no problem whatsoever, absolutely fine. Another person, then 2 people popped in, and I was already suspicious with their opening remarks, which I'm not going to repeat, because they were rather sort of dodgy. And then they got very, very offensive. Very, very limitedly offensive. I mean, they didn't have much in the way of vocabulary, it must be said. I think they're probably children. And then they came out with the most weird way of trying to offend me that I've ever heard of. Saying, well, all those glasses, I bet you use them for reading. Round of applause for that comment. Idiots. So I've tightened up the chat rules, which will hopefully restrict what's going on there. There are chat rules now, so if you want to partake in chat, you do have to agree to the rules. You will be banned or timed out if you don't abide by the rules, as is sensible, I think. You have to have a verified email address, and there is a delay. So if you post something I don't like, I can block it, and it'll either not show at all, or it will show very limited, for a very, very limited time in the chat. So that was an interesting experience, because I've had good chat experiences on here before. One particular where I was chatting to a follower who was we were having a discussion about graphics card upgrades, and it was very productive and it was very useful, and I enjoyed it. And then today I tried doing this this little experiment. It wasn't for anything. I didn't have anything I wanted to say. It was just an experiment, just playing around really. And yeah, in come these two idiots with their very limited means of trying to insult me. I just laughed, and that made them get even angrier. It's hilarious. So, and then I said, well, I'll just block you, that's fine. And then they seemed to get even more wound up. And I said, well, this is quite productive, because it means I can learn a bit more about the chat and how to block people and moderation and all this sort of stuff. And I don't really think that was the response they were looking for. And then at the end of it all, to come out with this this comment, I bet you use those glasses for reading. What? What else are you supposed to use them for? That's the most weird thing I've ever heard of. I mean, I'm talking to someone who used to get a few comments at school, as many kids do. That was, I mean, the way they said it, I mean, it really appeared, I mean, maybe I was misreading it. I don't think I was. It seemed like they're really trying to, offend me with that comment. It didn't work at all. Of course it didn't. It was just the most bizarre thing. So yeah, so that's why I'm umming and ahhing about whether I'll keep chat on screen or not when chats occur. But we'll see how things progress. If things do go from bad to worse, then I'll just turn it off. It's not a problem. Crime's high over here. Let's have a little look. Why is crime high there then? Where's the police coverage? Where's the nearest police station? Okay, there isn't much police coverage over here, so let's put in a police station. Let's have one over here. I'll hopefully sort out that little issue before that becomes a problem. We don't want that. We have no crime in this city, thank you very much. So if you just joined the stream, welcome along. I'm just pottering about really. I've got no clear objective today for what I'm going to do on the city. In fact, I'll probably only be here for another 10 minutes. It's just I had to spare half an hour and I thought, you know what I haven't done today? Played City Skylines. And it's a nice way just to chill out, I find. Well, when things are going well, it's a nice way to chill out. And things are just middling at the moment. There's no catastrophes. Everything's sort of hovering nicely and normally. Slight dip in the population, but then you get a slight increase in population. It's all just ticking over. And I'm sort of just umming and ahhing about where I'm going to develop next without impacting too much on the existing road network. And I think I could go this way. We've got a nice, fairly big bridge. Well, I mean, it is big. It's a big bridge over here. 3 lanes each direction. But then I don't want to overdo these intersections. But then putting in the roundabouts, that's going to be massive redevelopment. And I don't like doing that. I did that here with a manually created roundabout type thing. And that seems to have solved a bit of traffic congestion around here. But it did mean, as I say, massive redevelopment, even just for manually making something myself. Putting in one of the pre-built... let's have a look at the sizes, shall we? One of the pre-built roundabouts. Is that the small one? Yeah. Yeah, it's a small roundabout, but it's not inconsequential in size. It will have a fairly big impact if I had to put a roundabout there. Likewise, if I do the same over here. But I'm thinking over here, maybe it'll be slightly less consequential due to the fact that it's a little bit more space around. So, okay, this commercial area over here I've just put in, I can take that out again. And we'll just redevelop that area. It's going to impact on these offices and things around here. I'll have to rework the monorail, which incidentally is a huge financial drain. Let's have a little look. Public transport, monorail, 16, 12. Right, what is the currency in this game? Does anybody know what the currency is in this game? 80. Okay, it's gone up. 74. It's all over the place. Basically, it's not very much compared to the expense of 2,627 whatevers. It's cost me a lot of money. Then again, all transport is costing me a lot of money. But if you take the buses, which is about the same expenses, at least there's not quite, but nearly half of that money is coming back in ticket fees. So I don't know about the monorail. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it was a bit of a folly, as monorails are. Right now, if I'd prepared, I would play a clip of the Simpsons monorail tune. Because, you know, nobody ever does that. Right. We could come off on the other side of the station. Then, again, we've got lots of stuff in the way for bridging, so that's a bit fiddly, but we could do it. We could have a whole new road crossover, and actually we could think about it and put roundabouts in before building. Expensive, but maybe more practical. But the roundabout's going to have to connect up to here at some point, and then is it going to really create a problem? Oh, I don't know. Let's put a roundabout in here. Let's create a new bridge. Let's do something. Let's not... I mean, if I don't do anything, nothing's going to happen, and I can spend forever just sitting here chatting and procrastinating, and before I know it, my time will be up. So I'm going to put a roundabout in there. That's in anticipation. Now, you might think that I would have lined it up with this junction here. The reason I didn't do that is I'm presuming I need to give myself a little bit of space to allow for the bridge to be built across the river here. Now, at the moment, this is only going to be small. We'll start small, and then if it gets busy, we'll think about making it bigger another time. I want to go higher than that, though. I don't want to... Can we not go... Yeah. Because I don't want it to dip down into the riverbank. Which it sort of appears like it wants to do. Why is that? Right. I'm going to go like that. It's a bit weird, I think. And like that. It's really weird. It's a really weird bridge. That is just odd. It's not me, is it? It's a little hump bridge. Very odd. I don't like it. Okay, I'm going to take that out. I'm just going to reconnect. From here to here, let's see if we can eliminate... No, we can't. Ah. Oh, that's a pity. We are doing the weird bridge. What if we go over here? Will that just make it a little bit less pronounced? Maybe. I wonder why it did that then. Why it didn't keep the level all the way across? That seems a bit weird to me. I'm going to take that out. Take that out. And let's see. Where's it gone? Where's the connecting point? Ah, I've lost control of my mouse. That. Yep. Yep, so that's space already occupied. See, now, that looks like it would be level if it wasn't for the fact that the bridge is already there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this out. Can I build halfway out? Just for now. 180 degrees. See, that looks nicer. There's still slight slope there, but it looks nicer. It's going to dip though, isn't it? It is going to dip. Okay, it's going to have to go higher. It's coming out again. I'm going to end up spending my entire session just getting this bridge exactly right. Is that obsessive? Probably. Right. How's that looking? Higher still? Or lower? Higher or lower? Higher or lower? Can't decide if that's what I had already. It looks like it should be okay. But I'm not absolutely convinced. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go higher to the middle of the river. And then we can go down again, hopefully, from the other from that side. So it creates a little peak in the middle of the river, if that makes any sense. Okay. Space already occupied. What are you talking about? Are you seriously telling me I cannot connect my nice half-built bridge? Are you seriously telling me that? Why? Thank you. That's a bit weird. I must have clicked in the wrong place. Right, let's look from the side on. 180 degrees. And that is going on a down slope. There we go. See, that looks better. It looks like what a bridge should look like. And this is why I love this game. I mean, you can really obsess over the little details. I mean, I could have just said, who cares about that little hump bridge that I ended up with? No. I wanted my bridge to look nice. And so I should. Now. I've gone too far. Let's move up a bit. And then I'm going to connect through these offices to there. So we've got a little branch onto that bridge. Nothing major, it's a small road. But what we can do is now build a few more offices around this area. Because we have that road. Let's admire my painstakingly created bridge. There we go. Nice and relatively level with a peak in the middle. That's what I wanted. And then we have a roundabout here, but all I want to do is connect it at this junction. I don't want another junction here because that's just going to impede traffic flow. So if I bring it up here on a nice curve, it might look a bit weird because we're going the wrong way, but we'll see. Yeah, it looks a little odd. Might be worthwhile then taking that out. Taking out the, as you just saw, the connection there. And we'll redo the connection as a whole. Like that. I think that looks better. Much better, in fact. And that's a nice angle as well. It's a nice angle of approach onto the roundabout. Although, if we're being picky in a real-world setting, this wouldn't be that ideal because it encourages high-speed joining onto the roundabouts. And that's no good for anyone. You want traffic to slow down as you approach the roundabout, particularly on a roundabout with roads this sort of size where there may well be pedestrians crossing. You need people to slow down on the approach to make sure they actually stop. But it's not the real world. So it'll look nice and it'll do for now. So the moment the roundabout's not going anywhere, the question is, where do I want it to go? It would sort of make sense to run all the way down, have another roundabout down here, connect in with the railway. So I'm going to quickly do that. I don't have much time left. I'm just going to have a little tiny look and see what my schedule is like. Bear with me. That can go away, that can go away, that can go away, that can go away. Right. This one. Don't mind me. Intermission. Yeah, my time is pretty much up. So I'm going to put in the roundabout very quickly. Another small roundabout, nothing major. This isn't a major road. I'm going to connect it in here, with the anticipation that this may well end up being used to bridge the railway line. So let's try and make it relatively straight and try and have it go under the monorail, so we don't have to worry too much about that. That's a later date. And then we can just connect these up. A bit of a curve, too much of a curve. There we go, that's not too bad. So we've got a new road that goes straight down, very little way of connecting into the main area of this district, but still, it'll do for now. And I'm just going to connect in here, again on a bit of a curve. And it may well be that at some point I'll need to rework this junction, because we've now got 5 roads all meeting at the same point, which may just end up being completely stupid. Right, that is going to be a lot. I will save it there before we have a disaster and wipe everything out. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. It's been a bonus stream for today. I started the day playing a little bit of Horace, and just fancied a little bit of Cities Skylines to close the day off while I had a spare half an hour. Streaming schedule is normally, where I can, it's around between 9 and 11 AM weekdays UK time. No guarantees on that. If I can, I'll be back tomorrow for Throwback Thursday, playing some retro gaming. A bit more of the Commodore 64 version of Magic Land Dizzy, where I am working through to trying to complete for the first time ever. It's my childhood favourite game. Never completed it as a child. Trying to complete it now. Freed all the Yolk folk. I just need to get 30 diamonds before I can head off to the end of the game. So that maybe will be tomorrow's objective. This is all work dependent. If my work schedule is busy, then that will take precedent, but we'll see how things go. Don't forget to follow and hit the notification button so you get notification when I am broadcasting again. I play City Skylines a lot. I play Horace. I play, what's the new one I got? Mark of the Ninja. The retro gamers of the Commodore 64, as I've already said, and I dare say other games will appear in time as well. So do hit the follow button and the notification bell to make sure you can see when I'm broadcasting next. I will sometimes... What's that noise? It's an aeroplane. I will sometimes foreplan my schedule if I can, and I'll publish when I'm going live the next time I'm going live. That'll be on the Twitch page, twitch.tv/BG2019UK. And you can also follow me on Twitter, BenPlaysGB, over on Twitter, where I'll try and announce things as well. In the meantime, though, thank you very much for watching. Do check back again another time, and I will hopefully see you then. Bye-bye.